Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Calvin Newman here with Springfield Home Searcher here in the greater Springfield area and Exp Realty. Welcome to, what are we calling this, John? Season 1, episode 1?
Not quite sure. We're getting this thing rolling. It's
Yeah,
gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
So kind of, I guess, guys, kind of what we're calling the weekly 411. What's the lowdown in real estate here in our area? So just some of you may have seen me around or seen some of my other videos. Just do a quick introduction. Calvin Newman, just retired out of the Army. Been working here in the Springfield area, selling real estate this year, and obviously with EXP, the fastest growing brokerage on the planet. So Jonathan, take it away. Give us a little snapshot about yourself.
Hey, this is Jonathan Lee. Man, you guys are going to see a lot more of me this coming year. I'm hitting it hard. So
a lot. I mean, let's think about this, John. I mean, really and truly, you've you sold a house in like 24 hours?
Oh yeah, it was. We had 7 offers on the table within 24 hours. It was great.
Yeah, that's just phenomenal.
Asking, so couldn't hope for better.
That's right. Yeah, 7 offers in less than 24 hours, and many of them above offering. Great job. Mm-hmm. Well, let's jump right on into this, and I think our first topic is honestly very fitting, Jonathan, when we talk about, you can't tell right now because I'm in a t-shirt, but we're coming into the winter months here, and so the housing market is going to kind of dip down a little bit. Some folks will say, you and I both know that we don't use terms like buyer's market and seller's market, but we're definitely coming into maybe a slower time of the year. Maybe there's some homes out there that have not sold throughout the summer. So I think our first topic for this episode is spot on. And if you want to go ahead and take it away with what this topic is, and we'll just kind of spitball from there.
Yeah, definitely for the winter. We're looking at the top 5 ways that your home is not selling.
Yeah. And then
reasons that your home is not selling.
Right. And then of course, guys, we'll throw out a couple ways that we know as National Association of Expert Advisors, a couple ways that we know to help you rectify those top 5 reasons of why your home's not selling. So maybe you put your house on the market this summer, and it didn't sell, and you're out there like, man, those guys from Springfield Home Searcher, they're constantly on here telling us how good the market is, and maybe your house didn't sell. Well, that's kind of the purpose here today, John, right? Is just to kind of touch on those on those top 5 reasons of why.
Yeah, definitely a lot of things you can do to get that house sold.
Yeah. So I'll just kick off the number one. The number one reason, guys, why your house did not sell this year, or it has not sold yet, if you've been on the market for an extended period of time, is absolutely the pricing. Listen, every house sells. Every house sells. 5,000. I'm actually sitting across. Matthew's just on the other side of me right here, and Matthew's buying houses anywhere from $5,000 to, well, probably not that low, right? You might be down in a $20,000 price range, but $20,000 houses sell just as much as $150,000, $200,000, and even $1 million houses sell, as long as it's priced right.
Right.
And so, here's some statistics. Everybody who knows us, you guys know that we're statistics folks. The numbers don't lie. There's no emotions in numbers. So 51% of real estate agents across the country, this is according to the NAR, 51% of real estate agents that were kind of surveyed as to why the homes that they listed did not sell, 51% of them said they did not sell because they were overpriced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why we go out of our way to get a good idea of what's going on in the market. Get an idea of all the homes around there, what's been selling, not necessarily what's just being listed.
Yeah, right. And if we're going to dip off into what we're doing, John, talk a little bit about, the difference between us with our real trends market analysis versus a comparative market analysis and you know, the generic realtor that's going to give you a comparative market analysis when
Yeah.
helping you price it.
Yeah, and I think it's fun. I mean, that's like you said, the numbers don't lie. I love pulling the numbers on it, and you can find a lot about it, about what's going on.
Right. Yeah. So basically, you know, here's the fix to properly pricing your house. If your house has been on the market for a long time and it hasn't sold, and we've deduced that it's because of the price, the way you fix that is you get away from the archaic way. Well, obviously you fix it by pricing it right. Well, how do you know how to price it? You get away from the archaic way of doing a comparative market analysis, comparing your house to your neighbor's house, right? And you really start taking a snapshot, and this is what we do. You take a snapshot of a larger picture, which is what the market is doing. What is the market telling us homes like yours are selling for, and how fast? Because that's important, right? Selling it fast and selling it for the most amount of money. Mm-hmm. Right. So the fix to our number one problem, which is houses are overpriced, is to price it right. You know, get the emotions out. And I'm gonna tell you, at 22% of home sellers in the nation, 22%, that's almost a quarter of a percent of folks that are selling their homes have actually had to do a price reduction. You believe that number? 22%. Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
It is crazy. So let's go into number two. And I'd say the number two reason your home isn't selling is it doesn't fit the mold. I just don't, you know.
Good one. Good one. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's spot on. And so when you say fit the mold, I kind of think of, you know, maybe it's a unique house.
Unique houses.
Maybe luxury, you know. And we have both of those here in our market, don't we? We got unique and we got luxury. Yeah. So, you know, why does a unique house not sell? Or why does a luxury home not sell? And how to get out in front of that and eliminate that problem of it not selling? Well, quite honestly, a unique home and luxury homes, they're going to take longer. Okay, you're marketing to a very specific type of person. And so a unique home, an example of a unique home that I would throw out would be I got a friend of mine. She's another agent out in Rogersville, and she has an earth home, right? One of those like bags of dirt type home. I mean, I've never seen it. I know she's a super great person. Matter of fact, she's with Exp, super great person. But that's an example of a unique home, right? I mean, Jonathan, how many people are beating down your door to go see you know, calling you with all the buyers that you work with? How many of them are looking to buy an earth home?
Yeah, no, I haven't heard that one, though. I have looked into it myself, but you know, that's something totally different. Yeah. And I would say really, and what we specialize in, the way to overcome that is through marketing, through advertising. Ooh. You got to get it out to more people.
Yes.
The more people know about it, the more you're going to find those niche buyers that want that specific thing.
Right. That's exactly right. You know, we can market to, you know, if we had a property that was on the market and it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on 5 acres, and you could have horses out there, that's not really unique. You know, everybody wants that, right? But not everybody wants that earth house. And the same principle that you just talked about applies to luxury homes. And so, you know, really and truly, when you start stepping off into the luxury or into the upper priced properties, and it's been my experience that you get out in front of your home sitting on the market for a long time by understanding the absorption rate, right? And so for those of you out there that you know, maybe you live in an upper scale place, or you have a higher priced home that you're looking to put on the market, you know, when you're out there hiring an agent, that agent should be talking to you about the absorption rate for your specific property. You know, if you got a $600,000 house, a professional real estate agent is going to be able to tell you, hey, in that price range, here's the absorption rate. And that absorption rate means how many properties are on the market now, and how fast are they selling, and how many months of inventory do we have? You know, and the reality, if you have a unique home or you have a luxury home, you have to understand the absorption rate. And you're absolutely right, John. We need to be able to here's the tip for killing topic number 2, which is the house doesn't fit the mold. Let me get back on that. The topic or the fix to that is just like you said, expand your marketing. I know of a house here in our area. It's very, very specific. It's luxury and it's unique. We'll just say it like that, right? So one of the tactics that I put together for marketing on that is to actually go out of state, right? And there's ways that real estate agents can look and see which state is sending the most migrants. We use that word. Where are the most people moving into Springfield from, right? And start marketing that property towards those people. So that's one way that you can get out in front of having a unique or a luxury type property. But let me say this before we move on to number 3, John. The number one, if you have a unique property or you have a luxury property, if you have something that is going to not just fit the mold of an everyday buyer, the number one thing that you can do is practice patience. Patience. It's just when we have those homes that have low absorption rates, we're just going to have to practice our patience and trust that we're doing everything else. And when that perfect buyer comes along, we'll be able to snatch them up.
That's right. All right. So moving on to number 3, the number 3 reason your house isn't selling is the staging is bad. And everyone, the first thing you say is you need good lighting. That's a huge one. That's huge. Really
right. Important. Right. Not like mine right now. I'm like in the dungeon. You're like somewhere super bright. Where are you out? Are you in Florida? You're in Florida right now?
I wish.
Yeah. No, staging, staging is bad. And typically, here's some more numbers. Typically a staged home, a professionally staged home sells 87% faster than a non-staged home, typically by the numbers. And it also typically by the numbers sells 17% higher than an average non-staged home. Yeah. So staging is very important. A lot of times we'll say, well, I'm just going to do it myself. Well, if you're that kind of person and maybe you have a nice home and you're already kind of Pinteresty or whatnot, stage it yourself if you can. However, you got to declutter. That's the number one thing.
That's huge. Yeah. You want the people coming in to feel at home, to feel the space and how large the home is. And if it's cluttered, it's going to feel small.
Yeah. Exactly. So there's a couple, we kind of touched on it there. So a couple ways to defeat a poorly staged home is obviously hire a professional stager. The return on interest with hiring a professional stager is just ridiculous. I mean, I just said it sells 87% faster and for 17% more if you hire a stager, so I don't know, staging around here probably, well, it can get expensive, obviously, depending on what you need, but staging around here in our area, I've seen it $300. I've seen it up to $2,000, so it's just a mixture, but the return on investment when it comes to hiring a professional stager is just ridiculous. I mean, it's so much worth it if you can afford it, right?
I agree totally.
Yep.
So we can move on to number 4, and I'd say the number 4 reason is curb appeal. That's a huge one. It's right when you pull up to the house. That's important.
Right. Driving by and it looks like a fixer-upper.
Yeah, you'll just keep on driving, it doesn't have curb appeal.
Yeah, so I did a video on this this summer. I think I did the top 3 things. And Kurt, listen, if your house is not selling because of curb appeal, I'm just going to be honest. It's probably because you're lazy. I mean, look, here's the reality, right? There's so many free things that you can do to enhance your curb appeal. You know what I mean? Get the water hose and wash the cobwebs out of the windows. Cut your grass. I was reading somewhere, lawn care. How about this? Another number. Lawn care, the return on investment for keeping your grass cut when you're selling your home is 303% of a return on investment for cutting your grass, right? Look,
Right.
curb appeal is that's an owner deal. Now, obviously, if you want to go out and hire a professional landscaper, first and foremost, talk to your agent about that and if it's even worth it, But I did a video on this summer. Go back and watch that one. But I mean, curb appeal is killer. It's your first impression, right? Just like right now, this is our first impression. I'm wearing a t-shirt and John's in Florida. Right? You there, John? John?
It's cutting out on me a little bit.
Got you. It must
Got
be
me
that
back? All
Florida
right,
sun.
we're back now.
It's all that sand getting into the computer there. Yeah. So curb appeal, first impression, obviously, I mean, it should go without saying, but there's a lot of folks out there that, just kind of do the basics, maintain your property, guys. Plus it keeps the value of your home up. Don't let it go a dump.
In the whole neighborhood. If you want
Yeah. So that's funny because, again, in the video I did this summer, that's how I came to do the video this summer is we were getting ready to put our house on the market at Fort Leonard Wood, and I was outside doing something, and my neighbor came out, and I I want everybody to know I'm listing my house, so I'm telling everybody, right? And I have no problem asking him, hey man, how do you think the front of my house looks? And initially he's like, oh, it's great. Looks good. And I started to walk away from him. He's like, well, you know what? You kind of do have an ugly fence. Maybe you want to clean that up. I was like, all right, cool. And then I walked off and he said, well, look, you might want to. So if you want to find out how your curb appeal looks, go to your neighbors. I mean, if you got neighbors like mine, they're gonna tell you, right? Yeah. And we've seen a lot, haven't we, John? A lot of different.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. So the number 5, the last, our top 5, is cheap photos. And that can make a huge difference in selling your home.
You mean, hey, can you close that door? Let me, okay, that's a good angle. Nice. You mean those aren't good?
Yeah, those exactly. Yeah, it's definitely worth it to get a professional in there.
Yeah.
There's definitely things you can do professionally.
Yeah. So it's been, I don't know how many times we've heard as agents, we've heard, man, this house doesn't look anything like it does in the pictures, or you open a door to go into a house with a buyer and they're like, oh my God, this living room looks so much larger in the pictures. But what, that picture drew them to the house. That picture, the living room was a 10 by 10, maybe it's 5 feet by 5 feet. But the fact that we had professional pictures taken and edited and all of the other things. And I tell people when they're like, oh, I really want to go see this house. If I've been in it before, I can tell them about it. But use caution when you're looking at a house by its pictures. Because, if you hire a professional photographer, if you hire a professional stager, and you hire somebody that takes quality pictures with quality equipment, the pictures are going to look more enticing. And we know people buy with their eyes, right? So get our curb appeal up, get good pictures, and we're going to attract people to the house, whether or not, we got a 5 by 5 living room and it's really a 30 by 30 or whatever it might be. But yeah, quality pictures are super key. Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of people shopping on the internet, so it makes it easy for them to flip.
What is it, man?
See what they want.
Hey, I don't remember the statistics, and I mean, we can get it, and shame on me because we pride ourselves in being numbers guys. But I forgot it's outrageous the number of buyers who are shopping online versus getting in the cars. And that's something that we do different. Let's get in a car and go look, right? Yes, you can look online, but we're going to take our clients, we're going to put them in a car. We're going to drive them there so they can see it, touch it, smell it, feel it. But there's an outrageous percentage of buyers, and we all know this. I mean, we're in the internet world, that start shopping online. So you want your house to look good online, right? Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Right on. So just a quick recap, John. Give us our top 5 reasons why.
Yeah. So number 1, big number 1 is price too high. Number 2, the home doesn't fit the mold. Number 3, the staging is bad. Number 4, curb appeal. And number 5, cheap photos.
There you go. There it is. Hey, so before we jump off, can I give a an extra one? I got something like,
oh yeah, throw it out there.
I've seen this happen a lot here, and especially here lately. So we're coming into the time frame where folks are going to start posturing themselves to purchase at the early part of next year. So we need to start now getting our house ready, and especially if it didn't sell, now's a good time to start cleaning up these things that we're talking about and getting your house ready to go back on the market, right? So one of the things that I want to bring up is called, or it's not called, but it's seeking bad advice. Okay. And what I mean by that is, rather than listening to the professionals, we're listening to what our neighbor says. Our neighbor says they sold their house for, this is a killer. Well, the house next door to me sold for $200,000. Oh, where'd you get that information? Oh, it came from my neighbor. So that's where the seller wants to price their home now, is because their neighbor told them it sold for 200. But you and I know, we go in and start looking at some history, and the house really sold for 130, right? I mean, people, emotions. So seeking that bad advice, right? That's from your friends. That's from, I like to call them part-time professionals, right? Seeking bad advice from your friends, seeking bad advice from part-time professionals. And what I mean by that, guys, there are folks out there that just want your listing, or they just want your business, right? But they're not professionals. They're weekend warriors. There's a couple other things I'd like to say that they are, but they're not true professionals, right? So when you're in a situation that your house did not sell, right? It's a combination of everything that we talked about, plus this one right here, seeking or getting bad advice from folks that are not professionals. And that's what we do. That's where we come in and clean it up, right?
Yep. We're here to help. We're here to take the stress off of buying and selling a home.
Right.
We do it for you.
Right. So season 1, episode 1, right?
That's right. We did it.
When are you coming back from Florida?
Any day now, any day.
Our market is still on fire. I need some help back here, right? Got a lot of folks wanting to buy or sell. Hey, so guys, thanks for tuning in. Look, if you like the video, share it. If you're looking to buy or sell, reach out to us. Or if you know somebody that's looking to buy or sell, reach out to us. We're at springfieldhomesearcher.com. You can reach out to John or I on our cell phone. We're on Facebook, Instagram. Are you getting YouTube up? Are you pulling YouTube up?
We're going to get some YouTube, yeah.
Okay, so we're pulling YouTube up pretty soon. Yeah, so there you have it, guys. Go ahead, John.
Oh, I was going to say, and hit that like button. That gets it out to more people, so we really appreciate it.
I'm so glad I got you, man. I'm so glad you're a partner in this thing, because this technology. So, hey, guys, I hope you liked the episode. I hope the tips help you out. Again, reach out to us if you need anything real estate wise, and we'll catch up with you later. John, get on back to work.
See you guys
later.